And we do have a question in the chat box. Dan, this may be the first time you've ever been asked this question, but maybe not. Michael asked, Dan, do you think your service can be used in Germany as well?
Ah, ja, ja. Mein Bruder lebt in Kaiserslautern. Ja. Oh, I love it. Seeing all these participants show up. This is super cool.
This is it, Dan.
Say howdy, folks.
We're doing 5 ways to win more listings in 2022, 5 ways to sell properties faster in 2022. And if you're lucky, I will ask Dan Stewart from Happy Grasshopper and Kosha from Box Brownie. I will ask them for a bonus, like 5.5 ways or even 6 ways, if you're really lucky. So Dan, I've known you for a while, and Kosha, I've known you for even longer. I don't know which one of you guys you want me to introduce first. I mean, most people watching this probably know who you are, but in case they don't, you guys want to flip a coin for who I introduce first?
Oh, come on. No question. It should be Kosha. No question.
Okay. So Kosha has an illustrious background from many companies. I won't name every company she's been with. She can name drop if she wants. Most importantly, these days, she is with a company called Box Brownie. If you ever want your pictures to look better, any sort of virtual staging, any sort of thing at all relating to photos and just looking good, that's Kosha. Okay. Kosha will help. Kosha will rock your listings. I've been a Box Brownie client for a very long time. And then we have our good friend, Dan Stewart, who is the owner and founder of a company named Happy Grasshopper. Neither of your company names, by the way, mean anything to do with your services, which is hilarious. Box Brownie is photos, and Happy Grasshopper has to do with cultivating a database for referrals as well as agent recruitment. There's a lot of things that Dan does really well, and he's going to break down a number of those today and how they relate to winning more listings and selling homes faster. Is that a good intro for both you guys?
I love it.
That works. Man, you should do this for a living, Jesse. Come on.
Well, I'm going to sit here and just look pretty, and I'm showing everyone on camera, by the way. I got this box in the mail yesterday, which Dan claims he didn't time it on purpose, but I now have a Happy Grasshopper hat. I have 3 of them in different colors. So I'm going to turn it over to these guys. I'm going to tee him up with a few questions, and I'll just hang back, whatever you guys need me. They did this presentation yesterday, and apparently it was amazing. It's about 17 hours long. So strap in, buckle up. No, it's a 30-40 minute presentation. And we will be starting with wherever you want to start. If the 5 ways, what's the most important one? What are we starting with for way number 1 to list more houses in 2022?
Yeah. I love it. Thank you so much for leading us in there, Jesse. That's super cool. Before we totally kick off the content here, I just want to thank all these people who are attending here. Travis and Tori and Susan, please let us know that you can see us and hear us. Say hello in the chat. Let's make sure we can do that. I'm going to keep my eyes peeled the whole time. I'll be watching the chat. Whatever questions you have that pop up along the way, Jesse, Kosha, myself, we're going to catch them. We're going to answer them for you in real time.
I was just going to say, Dan, you just train and teach, and I will watch the chat box. Now I have a job. Damn. I will watch the Facebook stream. So if you guys are watching on Facebook or YouTube or any of the places we play this, I'm just going to sip from my Happy Grasshopper mug and just.
I love it
so much.
I love it.
That is perfect. That's perfect. See, I have like last year's edition here. Actually, several years ago, I need to get the new hotness that you're drinking from.
Isn't that always how you always give out the good stuff and keep the old stuff? That's always just the normal thing how we do.
That's how it goes. Absolutely. Absolutely. So we're going to dive a couple slides ahead because you guys know who we are at this point. Kosha's with Box Brownie. I'm with Happy Grasshopper. We're going to dig right into the 5 ways so that we can help you. Let's just face some facts here, right? The past couple years in real estate have been pretty crazy, pretty unprecedented. Inventory has been so low throughout so many markets across the country that if you're a buyer's agent, you're probably like pulling your hair out because you're writing so many offers and not getting as many accepted as you would like. And if you're a listing agent, you're now facing lots more competition than you expected to. So we want to arm you to show up at that listing appointment absolutely ready to win every single time. And that is going to be the very first thing that we talk about is what your prep should be before you get to that listing appointment. So, Kosha, I think you're perfectly positioned to help everybody with this because, and Jesse knows firsthand, he's done this with you. Let's talk about how you can help get an agent ready to just crush that listing appointment.
Perfect. And I want to say thank you as well. So let's just get that out of the way. Absolutely, you guys, everybody needs to make sure they have a proper CMA. They've done their research, but what you need to do visually to capture the attention of the sellers is you need to drive by the property beforehand. Take a picture of the property with your phone. Doesn't have to be anything special, because you have a little secret little win in your pocket. It's called enhanced image enhancement. What it is you go to Box Brownie, you send in this picture that's got the dreary skies, the grass isn't the perfect, it's not very crisp image, and you send it to us, and within less than 24 hours and only for $1.60, you're going to get this beautiful enhanced image of that property with beautiful skies. Grass has been fixed a little bit. It's just bringing that image back to what the eye sees it in the crispness, and it makes you look professional. So you're going into a listing presentation with the seller's property on your listing presentation, showcasing the type of marketing right away that you provide in your listings. Now, there's also always that, okay, the sun's in the way, right? Well, here's a little tip. Just put your hand in front of the sun, trying not to cover any part of the house whatsoever, and send it to us, and look what it's going to turn into. This gorgeous showcase of a property that, again, is going to make you look really good, as well as show the type of professional marketing that you provide. And I say professional because a lot of people think they're doing professional marketing because homes are selling so quick. They can just stick out an image of the property up on the market and it sells really quickly. But let's just talk about that. This is your brand. This is your marketing. You need to make sure that you look really good. And this is a tool that can help you do that, right? So then let's talk about next level marketing, right? Next level marketing is you still driving by the property, taking a look at that property itself, taking that image, sending it to us, getting that enhanced vision back, and then you're going to do a twilight conversion image on it. The reason why twilight conversion image as part of your marketing is if you put it on the MLS as the primary photo, so that's the very first one, you will get on average about 4 times the clicks on that property. The buyers romanticize about that image, that home, and it just brings them in. And that's really important, right? You want to get as much exposure as you possibly can on the property. And this is a tool that helps you utilize that. Now, Jesse, do you do this as part of your marketing?
I do, but I don't do it before the listing appointment. And I love this. Okay. So same photo. And by the way, how much does this cost to do the twilight conversion?
$4.
$4. I guarantee everything is commission washing. No matter what market you're in, you can afford to spend $4, right? And to sit with a seller and show them this is what you're doing before even you get hired is pretty amazing. Gosh, truly, like I'm a fan, but I never thought of doing it before the listing.
See, and now you're going to be getting more listings than you already get. I love it. Well, and then after, of course,
I want to jump in here. I want to jump in here for a moment because I know this from working with our client base. If you're a listing agent, you have so much more competition than you normally do. So the idea of the second thing being the next level marketing, you've got to ask yourself, look, I don't need to win by a mile. I just need to win, right? So if you're 2 millimeters ahead of your competition, you can still win the race, right? So think of how like a $4 investment can turn into helping you really stand out and be the person who's remembered. So great tips, Kosha. I'm going to show your next picture here.
I was just going to say, Dan, and in addition to that, not only the tips, but the knowledge that Kosha's giving you, repeat that knowledge back to the client, right? You say, hey, look, see this photo I'm showing you? Photos like this are getting 4 times as much attention on your property. When you combine everything Kosha said, that's enough to win a listing right there. That little 1 minute little tip.
Yeah. and I've got more.
Yeah.
So let's go.
Yeah. Yeah. Now I thought, hey, this is already beautiful. Like this place is gorgeous. I want to go for a swim. It looks like a slice of paradise here in this backyard. And then you put the twilight conversion on it and it really pops. That's crazy great.
Yeah, it just makes, again, that it romanticizes the image, the experience, the shopping of looking at homes online. Most people are buying homes and searching for homes online in the evening after a long day of work. There's wine in hand. They just want to, find that place that they can call home, but they're doing it after usually a long day of work. And by utilizing this and just really romanticizing them and bringing them in, it just, again, captures the attention of those buyers. And then we have another tool. Every successful professional that is really, really next level marketing is doing this. And I want you to do this too. So it's called item removal. We have a pre-photography checklist that you can send to your buyers. You just go to boxbrownie.com/resources and you can send them the pre-photography checklist. Hopefully, when your professional photographer is there and ready to go, the house is cleaned up. But we know we all have clients that they think this is okay, and it's not. So, we just send us the image, just circle what you don't want in the image, and then we can return it to you again in less than 24 hours. And it looks like that. That's professional marketing. That's next level marketing. And that's what you want to strive and be able to get over that hump, as I think Dan will talk about later. So that is item removal. And then, we've got those homes that need a lot of work, right? We've either had, you go in and you're stuck in the 60s, Dan, right? 60s,
this is
grandma's
like the
house.
time machine house. I love it. I'm back in the 80s visiting my grandmother. It feels great. This is awesome.
Yeah. So that's not the best way to showcase a home. And we have virtual staging. All of our editors are CGI editors. They're not Photoshop editors. So it's all about perspective to scale. So you send us an image like this, we will actually measure the image to put the right size furniture in the room. So it's not misrepresenting it. It's putting the right size bedroom set, the right size couch, the dining room table, whatever it may be, to make sure that the home is, the perspective is to scale. So you have an outdated furniture home, not the best way. Let's virtually stage it. We've got 8 different styles to choose from. And wow, again, giving the seller, hey, you know what? It doesn't matter that you have granny's hand-me-down antiques, whatever, they're beautiful in your own eye, but we're trying to get top dollar for your home and we want to showcase it the best that we can. And this is a solution that gives you that. There's
some cool stuff here. I'm sorry to interrupt you, Kosha, but I'm noticing how much more open this seems. It seems like a larger space somehow. This felt more cluttered to me.
It's the colors, it's the layout. Everything works better if you've worked with interior designers, they've just staged it, but they've done it at a fraction of the cost. And yeah, when they get there in real life, they'll either still see these or you can go stage it later. But in terms of marketing, this is the bang for your buck on this, Kosha, is incredible.
Yeah.
I just noticed there's dining over here. There's dining over here. And you guys have turned one of these into a home office.
Yeah.
How smart is that?
Yeah, in this time, that's what people are looking for. They need to have a space that you're working from home, or your kids need a workspace to do homework. That's a little bit, in the eyes of the parents. So they're not just playing their Xbox in their room on their computers, not really doing their homework.
Can I ask one question? I already answered it in the chat box, but it's either Casey or Cassie asked, can we do that with the pictures? I thought tweaking photos was a no-no with the MLS. So I gave my answer, but I want to hear, Kosha, you address this just in case anyone's thinking this and they haven't typed it in. How would you address that?
You put virtually staged disclaimer on the bottom of the image, first off. Then in the MLS, you put the real property image of what the house looks like first, and then you put the virtually staged image second. that's how you qualify. You make sure everything is, all the I's are dotted, the T's are crossed, and making sure that you're not doing anything that you're not supposed to. Now, you do want to, of course, check with your MLS. Some MLSs might be even a little bit more stringent on that. But yeah, that's usually covered across the board. We're on NAR's ethical guideline committee for virtual staging, so we know what we're doing, and that usually covers it right there. Somebody
Awesome.
asked about how much virtual staging is. Virtual staging is $24 per image. So really inexpensive, gets returned to you within 48 hours. So you do need a little bit more time for this, but looks great. Now, this is the same image, the same room that was just before, but it's from a different angle. And if you do send us the same room, just put in the notes that you specify it's to use the same furniture, because we don't want to do that, right? We want to make sure that it looks exactly the same in all different angles that you're coming from, and the different perspectives that you're displaying. So we have 8 different styles to choose from. If you want to be particular in terms of what actually is being in there. So if you want your dining room set or not set, you can do that. If you want plants, if artwork, if you want the fireplace lit or not, I mean, that's something we can do. Yeah, a lot of different options there.
And it's a big difference. Again, it just feels like a fresher home all the way around. I can imagine how much value this really provides for someone imagining what it'd be like to live there. One thing that, I know you know this, Kosha, we've talked about this, but my wife and I have been playing around with the idea of making major changes in our home. And I think I want to take some pictures and just send it to you guys so we can get a look at it before we actually go to the trouble. There's so many ways we could use this and help people. So I'm thinking about that past client who reaches out to an agent and says, hey, if we did this addition, would it make sense? There's so many ways you can help people with this technology. It's really, really cool.
Yeah. So, I mean, there's 2 things there. You can actually do, if somebody's looking at wanting to do some upgrades prior to getting their home on the market, but they don't want to spend a ton of money. You can tell us the type of new countertops or cabinetry, kitchen cabinets can go in there, and that's called virtual renovation. We can do that. Even if you're working with a client that wants to buy a home but it needs a little TLC, you can use us for that service as well, to be able to do it after the fact, after you've got the closing, and now you're just building that rapport and giving additional value. So they remember you when their friends are asking, hey, do you have a really good realtor? And you're giving them all these beautiful solutions to help increase the value of their home for an inexpensive cost. You gotta love that.
Definitely cool. Thank you.
Yeah, of course. And let's talk about standing out and doing something that all the buyers and sellers are asking for, but not a lot of agents are actually doing it. So NAR has sent out a generational trend survey to buyers and sellers for 13, 14 plus years. And it's always come back in the number 3rd or number 4th spot of asking what they want from their buyer or seller, and that's floor plan. And we just did a study of 30,000 homes, and less than 11% of those homes that we did the research on had a floor plan. So if you can do something that is the 3rd or 4th most requested thing by buyers and sellers, and less than 11% of agents are doing it, that's making you definitely stand out, right?
That's a win. Yeah, absolutely. Give the client what they want.
Yeah,
for sure.
There's a couple options here. This is something that you can do if you were going back to that pre-listing, what you're going to do. If you ask the seller if they actually have a blueprint from the architect or the builder, just have them screenshot it, send it over to us, because this is a little confusing. Not all buyers understand this floor plan, but send it to us and we will clean it up. We'll turn it into a nice, easy black and white 2D floor plan that's super easy to read. And if they send that to you prior to the listing presentation, and then you show up with a listing with this actually being branded in your name and your information, Dan, that's the next image. It's definitely going to make you stand out regarding the floor plans. You're giving them something that they want, and it's branded with your information, and it's clear for the buyer to understand. And that's what it's, all about there. So this is a 2D black and white. This runs $24 per floor, and it gets returned to you within 24 hours for this. And then everybody's going, okay, but I don't know how to draw a floor plan, right? We got a solution. We got a blog. Actually, we got a blog for you. If you again go to that boxbrownie.com/resources, there is a blog that teaches you how to draw a floor plan. And we get things like this. It's on a McDonald's napkin and shot by a contractor. Can you turn that into anything? We can. Right? This is awesome. I love the fact that we can turn like basically chicken scrap into a 2D textured floor plan image. And that's only $28 per floor. And that's professionally marketing a property, right? And that's getting buyers in your home that already know the flow, already like it, less people in your home, less people to, see everything that you got. It's the right buyers in there. They're ready to make an offer. So more serious buyers, hopefully you get more money for it, from there. So that's 2D texture. I feel like I'm talking really fast. I'm like out of breath. I got to slow down.
It's because you're
doing
excited.
great, Kosha.
It's because you're excited because this
Yeah,
stuff is cool. I mean, here's the thing, Kosha. I've seen this stuff before. I use a lot of it, and I still get excited every time I do it. It's not in this market. It's not about selling the home for more money. The home's going to sell for what it's going to sell for. I mean, maybe you get a little more. It's more about the client experience, the perceived value of how you're seen by the seller. When you go, like, it sets you every step of the way as being a professional. Not only does it help you take the listing, but it's going to generate more referrals. Yes. They're going to look at this and be like, this is the most thorough, comprehensive marketing I've ever seen an agent do. It all ties back to being that consummate professional.
Yes. Jesse nailed it right on the head. Like that's exactly it. You're professional. It's getting you additional clients. And that's what we're all in business for. We don't want to be consistently hitting like the numbers that we want, but we want to hit numbers that we like a next level, right? It's beautiful. And so there is another option for floor plans that we do provide. And that is called 3D. So when you start getting really comfortable drawing out floor plans by using the blog that we have and you have access to, just go draw it out. For every block in the graph paper is an actual foot. So it helps with measurement skills. And again, we can disclose on that image that measurement is estimated. So it's not getting you in trouble or anything. And then we can provide you a 3D floor plan. So the 3D is a dollhouse floor plan. It's absolutely gorgeous. Again, that's next level marketing. And that's why you're here. You're learning great tips, great solutions to help you with your market. That's what we're here for. And that's $32. Yeah. This is the only one that does get returned to you within 48 hours versus the 24, but still really quick turnaround time for you.
I can't wait 2 days for a dollhouse. No, I can't wait 2 days.
Go with the 2D texture, then you got that.
Well, again, I'm like right back to thinking about this addition. How cool would it be for us to see what it would be like I can so much more easily visualize this than the 2D plans I have from the architect. Like, well done, Kosha. This is super cool. So far we've covered three ways that you can really stand out and win more of your listings, right? The whole idea is that if you're taking more listings in this market, your GCI is going to go up for sure. And yet there are lots of ways to increase your GCI. One of the most effective ways that you can do that is to really tighten up the copy that you're using. And by copy, I mean the written word. Okay. Picture's worth 1,000 words for sure. We've seen great photos. There's all sorts of wonderful things that are there, but it's got to be accompanied by the right copy to really make the biggest impact for you. So, if we're going to create really great copy for people, I'm going to break some hard news for some of you. We have to start with something that I know you're not going to love, and that's organization. Let's just own that fact, right? Because if you don't have a well-segmented, well-organized database, it doesn't matter if you've got those great images because you can't send them to the right people. You have to be able to communicate the right thing to the right people at the right time. And whether it's my system, whether it's another CRM, like all the technology in the world is designed to help you do that. And yet none of it can really work if you don't take some steps to get organized. So, the good news here now is that it's not that tough. All of you who are watching this, your contacts are in the very same places. They are. All of your contacts are in your phone, your CRM, your email, your MLS, whatever your lead source providers are, your transaction management system, your CRM, the CRM your brokerage may provide. Your contacts are in all of these places. They just need to be pulled out, gathered up into one place where they can be title case corrected, where they can be deduplicated. So like you're not sending Jesse the same message 15 times, for example, because that's fun, right?
I get texts from an entity I won't reference, but that literally it says Jesse space DNC. They send me mass texts and emails with my name merged in as Jesse DNC. You want to clean up stuff like that, and maybe not merge to maybe not message the people that are called DNC, and I do not call anyway.
Yeah.
But Dan's right, and oh, I forgot to put my hat on to say that one. Dan is right, and so I want to make it through all three hats, Dan. Dan has a tremendous amount of experience with written word and organization. So I don't want to take you down a rabbit hole, but I hope at some point in time in this webinar, we do reference LCA nurture and the 41 touch process.
For sure.
I just planted a seed. We'll come back to it because you guys created this incredible 41 touch campaign to like automatically spit out referrals from your database. So first you got to organize it. So finish the organization.
That's step one. That is absolutely step one. And to demonstrate how simple this is, in the next minute, we're going to organize all the people on the planet into a nice, easily organized day. I mean, literally every human being on the planet falls into just two categories, just two. They either know us or they don't. It's that simple. Your past clients in your sphere, they know you. You don't have to always communicate real estate. You don't always have to communicate your value proposition. You do always have to communicate that you care more about the relationship with them than the commission potential that they represent. So, like, let's imagine that you were my agent, Jesse, and we went through a transaction together. We're bonded like brothers who went to war together, right? We rode that emotional roller coaster together. And if the only thing I ever hear from you now is, hey, Dan, I have a new listing. Hey, Dan, check out these open houses. Hey, Dan, thought you might like to know, here's what's going on in your real estate market.
Hey, Dan,
I'm a little like, dude,
hey, Dan,
what the heck,
care.
man?
Yeah, hey, Dan, don't care.
We were in a foxhole together, and all you're sending me is updates from the MLS. No, I need more. So here's the truth about organizing that database. These people who know you, your past clients in your sphere, they need a totally different approach than those leads you generate, because your leads don't know you. They have no reason to see you as anything but just another real estate agent until you give them a reason to do that. So when it comes to converting leads that you're generating, your goal should be to start conversations that allow them to learn what your past clients and sphere love about you. Okay, I'll say that again. Start conversations that allow the lead to learn what your past clients and sphere love about you, right? That's the recipe for converting these strangers into clients. So if you're not happy with your lead conversion percentages, give that a try. Because there's another hard truth here. Most people, most of the time, are not ready to buy, sell, or invest in real estate. They're just not. So your goal should not be to constantly be selling them real estate. It should be to maintain the kind of relationship with them such that they refuse to let their friends and family buy, sell, or invest in real estate with anybody else. Right? Does that make sense? So we all have to live somewhere. We all know somebody who has to live somewhere. If we can build these deep relationships through conversation, we can build our GCI very, very consistently. And the way to do that is by creating engagement. Okay, so we're broadcasting this on Facebook right now. Some of you are tuned in directly via the Zoom webinar link. Others are going to watch this later in some other format, right? There's all sorts of ways to consume content today. And yet the formula for engagement is exactly the same. So whether it's an email, it's a text, it's a billboard, it's a radio commercial, it's a television series, if you want to create engagement with an audience, you must raise their curiosity and leave it unresolved. That's the formula for creating engagement. So I'll give you an example. We talk about sending real estate information to people. That's very important. Like, they're going to need that if they're in your funnel and they're considering buying, selling, or investing in real estate. But rather than giving them all the information in the content, give them a bit of the information, following that with messaging that leads them to want to talk to you to learn the rest of the story. So for example, hey, Kosha, I was just thinking about you because I saw the XYZ report in your area. There's some changes that are going to make a big difference for you in Q2 next year. When you have a few minutes, let's talk. Okay. I haven't told her what the changes are. They're just big. They're coming. They're close enough for her to maybe be interested in having that conversation. And when she reaches out to me, I get to say, well, there's some things going on in the bond market that are kind of interesting. We think that's going to have this impact. We'll keep our eyes on it and see. And oh, by the way, Kosha, do you know anybody who might be thinking of moving? Right? That's how you can generate leads on the cheap. Have conversations with people who know you.
I love
super,
it.
super simple, super easy to do.
It's great.
So, remember that. Raise curiosity, leave it unresolved. Boom.
Dan, I just took a screenshot of that and I'm posting it in one of my little groups I'm a part of, because that's a great sales technique for almost anything. It's really good. I'm like, oh, it's such 5 words and it's perfect.
It's how we pull people in, right? It's how we pull them in. And, this is one of the tattoos I don't have. I don't have any tattoos. If I had one, it'd probably say this, right?
You would
may
have
also say,
wait, now you've raised my curiosity and we are not leaving it unresolved. You're telling me if you had a tattoo, you would write raised curiosity, leave it unresolved. All of those words as a tattoo on your body.
I've never gotten a tattoo. I don't think I'm the guy who's going to do that. So sure, I'll say yes to that.
I think,
but it might also say,
go ahead.
It might also say conversation leads to contracts, right? That's another thing I really believe in. It might also say marketing is the tax we pay for not having enough relationships.
Dan, you would be covered with like tattoos, like your arms.
Head to toe, man.
All these great catchphrases.
Yeah. Post Malone style on his forehead, like all over. I want to see these.
Just
always tired, baby. Always tired. That's me. That's me for sure. So now we've got a shift here, right? Because yet another tattoo I don't have would say consistency equals professionalism, right? There's like 5 nuggets of truth. You can, dig them up 100 years from now, they'll still be just as true as they are today. If you present yourself to the world as a professional, you must be consistent. And LCA Nurture is exactly the service to help you be consistent with your past clients and sphere. So what we do in LCA Nurture that's so super cool is my team of writers create messaging for you. You don't have to figure out what to say, and you don't have to figure out how often to say it. So once every 3 weeks, we're going to prompt you to choose one of our fresh email messages that are about something interesting that's happening in the world right now. It's a conversation starter. It's not a sales message. Then we're going to supplement those emails with text messaging and ringless voicemail drops. Now, the way these work, they're like a 1-2 combo punch. So let's imagine it's Jesse's birthday a week from today, and he's my past client. I'm going to send him a text message. It's going to automatically go out from LCA Nurture. It's going to say, hey, Jesse, it's Dan Stewart. Am I the first person to wish you a happy birthday this year? Right. I'm doing that ahead of the national parade we're going to have on Facebook for Jesse.
So yes,
I'm doing that.
So I'm going to respond.
It would be.
I'm going to say
it's
yes.
Zagorsky Day. Yeah. All right. So we're going to engage. We're going to have a connection. And then on your actual birthday, you'll get the ringless voicemail drop from me where it's my voice in your voicemail box wishing you a happy birthday. Right. So that's one example of the 1-2 punch. We'll do that for transaction anniversaries. 4 times a year, we send something we call a quarterly lead harvesting message. And then you choose up to 6 holidays that you want to send messaging about. And it's all just baked right into the system, so it's easy for you to send. Now, these 41 touches, these are really well thought out. They're super responsive. You'll get a lot of responses to them. And we also allow you to support those with social media posts and handwritten cards. So my staff creates the posts. You just copy and paste them to social media. This way, the social media companies see it as organic content from your device instead of bot content from my servers, right? They show it to more people when they believe you posted it. So that's why we do it that way. Now, LCA Nurture, it's just a $47 per month program. It's not a huge expense. And if you buy the annual plan, it's just $47 per year. Now, some of you are like, yeah, but what about leads? What do we do with the leads? Well, that's where we need to respond with a methodology that's based in data. So for leads, let's imagine you're generating a lead right now while you're watching this. Well, our system can capture that lead. It can acknowledge it according to the source. It can position you as the right person for them to hire, and then it can nurture them over the extreme long term. All of this with custom content that we've written just for you. So I want you to think about like the best way to use automation. This is how you do it in a way that builds trust. You set expectations that your automation is going to fulfill. So Kosha registers on my website. I'm busy doing this. I can't help her right now. She gets a text message from me that says, hi, Kosha, this is Dan. Thanks for finding me online. I'm in a meeting, should be done in about 20 minutes, and I'll call. And then in about 20 minutes, a ringless voicemail drop goes out. And it says, hi, it's me, Dan, just following up like I told you I would. I know you've got my number at 727-533-5175. Would love to talk with you about your real estate plans. Call me back, right? And then there's an email, like we set expectations and then the automation fulfills them. That's how we convert more leads over time. So wanted to make sure we touch on both of those legs, and I'm going to jump back here to the program in LCA Nurture. Jake has put a link in the chat for you. It's happygrasshopper.com/meet LCA Nurture. That is where you can open your account right now. And within about 15 minutes, you're going to have your contacts loaded. You'll be ready to send out your first message. So thank you for letting me share all that. I know I feel like I'm sucking all the air out of the room because I'm excited and passionate. Thank you.
I was going to say that.
Steamrolling you.
I was hoping you were going to talk about that because it's really, really cool. And I just want to be transparent with people. Every single agent watching this could do this on their own. They don't need to pay Happy Grasshopper. Yep. The key is, will you ever? You won't. You really won't, because you haven't done it to this point in time in your career. What the heck is going to change? So this is why I like services like this. My entire career, I've been obsessed with leverage, doing more with less. For the cost of LCA Nurture, which is like nothing compared to what you get and all that touches, it's just, it becomes, it's such an easy way to leverage out what you do. And you watch these things, you stack them all together in your tech stack. And that's how these guys, like, I mean, Barry Jenkins, I know he's one of your clients on here, right? I remember, oh, he's right on the site. I got him on the page here. He says, I got 3 listings from just one of my messages with Happy Grasshopper, LC. And like, I've talked to Barry, he's my buddy. I remember when that happened. He's like, I sent out one message. I got 3 listings. That's real. but you'd never do it on your own without leveraging a platform like this.
I'm going to add on to that.
Go ahead, Kosha.
We get through life together. Absolutely. We got to help each other.
I'm going to add on to that. I was actually talking to a broker in Arizona yesterday, and she saw that we were doing this presentation tomorrow, and she goes, Kosha, I love Happy Grasshopper. I have all of these things in my email that I need to go do, and I just do them and it's done for me. My like the leads for my agents have like gone through the roof. She's a huge fan. So, I mean, that just happened yesterday just because she saw one of our social posting that we were going to do this. So believe me, this works.
That is so cool.
Spend the $49 or whatever it is. So I'm like, I think that's awesome.
Thank you, Kosha. That is cool.
Of course.
But, let's keep going, right? Because you talked about some bonus content, Jesse. We brought the bonus content.
Do we have time? Let's do it.
We
got time. All right. Let's hear the hidden secrets that you've never shared about how to get more listings in 2022. And maybe they would have worked in 2021, but it's too late. They missed out. So they got to use them in 2022 now.
Well, let's talk about this. What does your digital brand look like right now? These are all places that you need to be consistently marketing. You need to set up your Google business page to get found. You need to make sure that your reviews are everywhere. You need to make sure on Facebook, your Facebook business page is covered with your brand. Instagram, LinkedIn, all of these are consistently branding you and utilizing and showing the people that are going to you what you're capable of, what your professional marketing is, what it looks like. And so that's really important. Obviously, a lot of Dan's solutions can help with the social platforms. That's important. So if you need help, reach out to Dan. He's your person. But let's just make sure that we're all consistent on all of these, making you look good. But let's go right into this bonus.
I'm sorry, Kosha. I clicked it a little too quick. There's a point here I want to add.
Oh yeah, go ahead.
Okay, because point number 2 was next level marketing. So what we're just talking about is, hey, these are all the places that you need to be. And now we're gonna plus that. This is that thing you do in addition to just being here that's really gonna pay dividends for you. Yeah. So let's dive into that.
Yeah, something new that really makes you stand out. So you're consistently posting on social and you're getting okay views, right? Because this is the kind of marketing that you do. So look at this Zillow. It's what, 72 views. I can't, I'm like, I need to
73 days, 312 views.
I need to zoom this up. My eyes getting bad. I mean, 73 days, 312 views. Okay. And that's what a standard new build, if you're representing a builder or if you're representing a contractor, that's what a standard, what you put, a black and white. Then we've got that like right in the middle of the phase. If the home's being built, look at the numbers on this. 14 days, so less days, more views, 604, and more saves. Which is, we're all about the saves, right? Because the saves gets you shared, you come up more often, again, being in front of more people and getting that inquiries. But look at the next one. The next one is an actual rendering of a property, and it's only on the market for 27 days, 5,000 views and 285 saves. Holy cow, this guy is blowing the market compared to his competitors. He is actually located right next to a big builder and he is outselling them just because of his marketing. That's next level marketing, right? And then on top of that, we've got an actual inside 3D virtual tours. So we're taking the CAD files, the DWG files directly from the architect and the builder, and we're turning these options that the elevation, different elevations that the builder has, and we're showcasing a home that doesn't even exist yet with all the fittings that are actually real and right there. And they can walk through the house and be confident that they're making the right decision, buying that home with everything that the builder offers. This is next level marketing for you for sure. And it just looks really professional. That allows you to grab more clientele, grab more representation, win more listings. And that's what you're here for. We've given you so many great tips, and I'm super excited because we are actually giving you a credit with Box Brownie for any new users to come to Box Brownie and sign up. We're a no commitment, pay as you go service. Only use us when you need us. Box Brownie in the code. Sign up for free today. You get 3 image enhancements, a Twilight conversion, and $40 worth of free credit to use towards anything that we offer.
That's awesome, Kosha. You guys are so cheap as it is, but you're giving even more free stuff. I love it. And legitimately, guys, I've been using, I'm a listing agent in San Diego. I've been using Box Brownie for a couple of years at least. It used to be a secret weapon. Now I don't know how secret it is, but it is. Sellers don't understand how cheap it is to do this as a listing agent. They think you're spending thousands of dollars on it, and it gets you so much street cred, and it makes you really look. It's absolutely try it out if you never tried it.
So that was a good couple extra bonuses, huh, Jesse?
Love them. Love the bonuses. I do not have a Box Brownie mug, but I'll pretend this is my Box Brownie mug. I'll put on my hat.
Christmas is still like what, 13 days away.
Yeah, you guys. I'm not giving you a hard time. I'm just guys. You guys are awesome. So if anybody wants to reach out to Dan or Kosha, their contact info is on the screen. Dan at happygrasshopper.com. You can find them on Instagram, on Twitter. You can come to his house at 3 a.m. and tap on his window. He loves that.
Please do. The horses will love that.
Yeah.
That'd be great.
Yeah. Kosha's more into carrier pigeons, or you can find her email address at kosha.brown@boxbrownie.com. And no, she does not work there because her last name is similar to the company name. That's just a random happy accident, right?
Such a happy accident.
Happy accident. All right. Anything last to tie this together, guys? Any last words of wisdom before we wrap it up? Or any questions from the audience? I don't see any open questions, but any last takeaways you want to leave people with?
I do have a takeaway I'd like to share. So we've covered a lot today, right? And if you think about just the 3 people, just us 3, like between us, we've got how many years, decades serving the real estate. I mean, I know. I'll take credit for that, right? With my gray hair, Kosha, it's all me, right? But sincerely, there is not an industry or a trade I'm aware of that has more stuff being sold to it all the time than real estate. Like, I mean, we call it the flashy object syndrome, right? That shiny object that catches your attention. And I wanted to invite Kosha to join us today because I believe in the work that they do at Box Brownie. I've known Kosha for very close to a decade now. And, whichever brand she's been with, she's always represented herself and her brand with the highest integrity. She's a phenomenal human being, and it's just a privilege to have you as a guest today for this session. So I want to thank you for that, Kosha.
Thank you so much. That's the sweetest thing. I absolutely love this industry. I love the people that I've got to meet. Dan being one of them, Jesse another. I mean, we have so much history and so many good times. And I look forward to many more opportunities for us to continue to collaborate and work together and help the audiences that we represent to grow their business and be professional and market their homes in a professional way. And that's what we're here for.
Yeah. And we do have a question in the chat box. Dan, this may be the first time you've ever been asked this question, but maybe not. Michael asked, Dan, do you think your service can be used in Germany as well?
Ja. Mein Bruder lebt in Kaiserslautern. Ja.
You had another one yesterday. Where was the other one? Yes, South Africa.
South Africa. Yeah.
What is up with you?
Yeah, I know. I like languages. I don't know. They kind of stick to me a little bit. We actually have some clients in Germany and in countries around the world. I will say all the content that we produce is in English, but the technology that we send it through, you can translate it into any language you choose. And for clarity, this isn't relying on Google Translate. This is you taking content in English and turning it into German, if you choose. I know a lot of people in Germany, they speak English better than we do as Americans. So.
Or proper.
There you go, Dan. So it isn't Happy Grasshopper, LCA Nurture is an international platform. Box Brownie absolutely is cross borders, right? That can work in any country you're in as well. Thank guys, Dan and Kosha, I appreciate just being able to be on a webinar with you guys. Truly, you have so much knowledge for this industry. Everyone watching this, reach out to them. They are very friendly. They're nice, real human beings. They will answer. And I just want to say thank you to everybody else. Time is truly the most valuable resource any of us have. So thank you for spending your time with us. We appreciate it. And we'll talk to you guys next time.
Thanks,
Thank
guys.
you.
Bye, guys.